Hello, this is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotions for Tuesday, May the 23rd. Welcome. Starting off with Reflecting God, we continue to read in the book of Acts chapter 2. Today it's going to be verses 14 through 21. Here's the word of the Lord. Then Peter stood up with the 11, raised his voice and addressed the crowd. Fellow Jews and all of you who live in Jerusalem, let me explain this to you. Listen carefully to what I say. These people are not drunk as you suppose. It's only 9 in the morning. No, this is what was spoken by the prophet Joel. In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all the people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see vision. Your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. I will show wonders in the heavens above and signs on the earth below, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And that is the word of the Lord. The article today by Mark Hendrickson is on all people. Here's what Mark has to say. I am married to a pastor. That statement is a challenge for some folks because I am male and my pastor's spouse is female. I remember one church board member in one of the churches we co-pastored. During a pastoral review, she said to the district superintendent, when I heard we were getting a woman preacher, I thought, this is going to take some getting used to it. Boy, am I glad I got used to it. My wife is living out one of the promises of Pentecost, that in these last days, when God's Spirit is poured out, our sons and daughters will prophesy, and even men and women servants will prophesy. Young and old, male and female, slave and free. It sure sounds like in this passage, all kinds of people will be called to speak the word of the Lord. This calling and this speaking happens only through the gifts bestowed by the Spirit. And it turns out the Spirit can be poured out on everyone. I am so thankful to be part of a faith tradition that recognizes these truths. The hymn is Oh, to be like Thee by Thomas O. Chisholm. Oh, to be like Thee, while I am pleading, pour out Thy Spirit, fill with Thy love. And from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verses 13. Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hopes on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at His coming. And now, for your 500,000 mobilization prayer journal for Tuesday, May the 23rd. Again, we are in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 35. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Today's scripture insights are written by Brett Peterson, who's Dean, College of Theology, Northwest Nazarene University, pastor of liturgical formation, Nampa College Church of the Nazarene. Here's what he writes. Doctrines and creeds are important, even as we image them as prayers. Yet, the true fruit from doctrines and creeds is that the love of Christ is being shed abroad in all of our lives. We are evangelizing all the time. The question is not if, but what are we evangelizing? It is daunting to imagine people first seeing and imagine Jesus as they encounter Christians. By the grace of God, the sweet aroma of Christians should be our love for fellow believers and all nations and tribes of the world. While Christians are not uniform in belief, practice, or political position, people will know we are truly Christians by how we love one another, especially in our places of diversity. We must be vigilant that, in all we do, the love of God has an odor that is so powerful none can miss it. Disciples of Jesus are known first by how well we love. Today's prayer: Gracious God, may your children draw upon your Spirit to love one another well within the great diversity of your creation. May your love infill your church as it overflow into all creation. And this is your daily devotions for Tuesday, May the 23rd. Have a blessed day.